Mark DeFrest was born in Florida in 1960. As a child, he learned from his father how to defend himself in case of a Soviet invasion. After his father's death in 1980, DeFrest took some of his father's equipment, which led to his arrest on charges of theft and armed robbery. He was sentenced to 4 years in prison. While in prison, DeFrest began planning his escape. He eventually succeeded in climbing over the prison's barbed wire fence and fleeing. However, he was quickly recaptured. DeFrest was then sent to a mental institution. While there, he tried to escape again by spiking the doctor's coffee with LSD. This attempt was unsuccessful, but it did lead to DeFrest being diagnosed as mentally ill. After being released from the mental institution, DeFrest was transferred to Florida State Prison, one of the most dangerous prisons in the United States. He soon escaped from this prison as well. By making a key out of a soda can, DeFrest was recaptured and sentenced to an additional 10 years in prison. He continued to attempt to escape, and he eventually succeeded in escaping from a special cell that was designed to prevent prisoners from escaping. DeFrest was recaptured again and sentenced to 70 years in prison, with no possibility of parole, until 2085. DeFrest's story eventually caught the attention of the media, and many people began to believe that he was innocent. In 2016, DeFrest was granted parole after a judge ruled that he was mentally incompetent. He was released from prison after serving 6 months. DeFrest now lives in his hometown of Florida. He is still under the supervision of the Florida Department of Corrections, but he is free to live his life as he pleases. Analysis. Mark DeFrest is a fascinating figure. He is a brilliant man who is also mentally ill. His story is a cautionary tale about the importance of mental health care. DeFrest's obsession with escaping from prison is likely due to his mental illness. He has a history of making impulsive decisions without considering the consequences. This led him to commit crimes that landed him in prison in the first place. DeFrest's story is also a reminder of the importance of due process. He was originally convicted of theft and armed robbery, but he was never given a fair trial. He was simply arrested and convicted because he was in possession of his father's equipment. DeFrest's case is a reminder that the justice system is not always fair. It is important to ensure that everyone, regardless of their mental health, receives a fair trial.